In the name of Allah, my name is Allah Popal and the project I made is a game and I call this game a stickman. So when I start this game, it will show me the world. In this world, I have my player, the blocks, spikes, which if I collide with them, I will die. The enemies that if I collide with them too, I will die. The moving blocks, and finally the gate. So what I need in this game is that I should collect all these 5 stars and reach the gate. But if I miss or leave one star, I won't be able to finish the game. So I need to collect all these stars and reach myself to the gate. And when I collide with the gate, it will show me the winner screen. But if I missed one star, then it won't show me the win screen. Now in this coding part, firstly I imported the game, then I made the screen height and width, then after that I loaded the images, which all these images was made by myself in Microsoft Paint and loaded by pygame.image.load. After making the background, I created the world class, which firstly initialized it and made the blocks images load. Then use the if statements. If block is equal to 1, it should show me the blocks. If it's 2, it should show me the spike. If it's 3, it should load the enemy image and so on. Then I made the world data, which it is entirely my world or the game. 0 means nothing, it will load nothing. 1 means the block, 4 is the star, 5 is the moving block, and so on. After creating the world class, I made it a player class. In this class, firstly, I initialized my attributes, but in a different function, which is called reset function. I made this reset function so that if my player dies, it should reset back all these attributes to its first position. And I called this reset function back to the init function. After that, I made the update function. In this update function, I used the coding that my player should move to the right, left, or it should be able to jump. The animation, which is my player animation. The pictures that I loaded, 2 pictures that it will create an animation through the for loop. Then the collisions. If my player collides with the block, it should stop right there and it shouldn't go through the blocks. Then collision with the spikes or enemies, that if my player collides with the spike or enemy, it should die and be resetted back to its first position. Collision with gate, and if it meets this requirement, my game should be over and it should show me the winner screen. Collision with moving blocks to the x coordinate and y coordinate, and my player coordinates. After that, I made my spike class. In this spike class, I inherited the Pygame.sprite, which is a feature already built in Pygame. And I loaded the spike image, positioned it to the x and y coordinate, made the enemy class, which is same as the spike class, but only has a difference, which has the update function. In this update function, it will guide the enemy that it should go to the x direction or to the y direction. The star class, same as like a spike class, loaded the image and positioned it to the x and y coordinate. Draw score function, which draws me the score that if I collect my star, it will show me the score. Then the gate class, same as like a spike class. Moving block, that I have two moving blocks. One goes to the X direction and the other goes to the Y direction. And this update function is used to move my blocks. The button class, which this one loads the start image and exit image and turns them to a button. That if I click the start button, it will start my game, and if I click the exit button, it will exit my game. After these classes, I made their objects, which is my player, the spike, enemy, and so on. But in spike, enemy, star, and these, I used the Pygame.sprite.group because I inherited the Pygame.sprite.sprite, so I needed to make a group for them, and these group is used to move my enemy, or if I collide with the spike I will die, and collect the stars, collide with the gate, and so on. And finally the execution part. I used a while loop that if my run is true, it means if my game is in the running process, it should execute these codes. If main menu is true, it should show me the start button and exit button, else it should show me the world, the spike, player, moving blocks, stars. Or if game over is equal to -1, which means if my player dies, it should reset my player back to its first position, and the game over should also be equal to 0. If game over is equal to 1, which means if I collide with the gate and I have already collected the stars, all these 5 stars, it should show me the winner screen. If game over is equal to 0, the enemies should be moving and the moving blocks should also be moving. And if I collect that star, my score should be raised by 1. Finally, if I collect the close button, my Pygame should quit, or my game should be finished. So this was my project. Thanks for watching.